Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to downtown Hamtramck. We're in the shadows of Detroit, Michigan, inside historic Keyworth Stadium, where tonight a very special friendly Detroit City FC playing host to Indy 11 of USL Championship. And alongside my broadcast partner, John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule. Tonight's stream brought to you by Baker College. And John, Indy 11 coming in here, as I just mentioned, a USL Championship side, a team that's doing very well in USL Championship as we get a look at our starting 11 for Detroit City FC. And some new faces, John, since we've talked last.
Yeah, just a couple of changes. First of all, nice to see Nate Steinwasser back between the sticks. You also got Marcelo Borges there in defense. We're going to get a chance to take a look at him. Marlon Evans in midfield as well. Be nice to see them blood in. And as far as this friendly goes, plain and simple, it's the perfect one to get ready for Members Cup. Trevor James is looking to see where his guys stand up as they get ready for the fall season. Doesn't get any better to do that than against a team fighting for the top spot in the USL Championship.
That certainly is the case. Indy 11 with a 12-4-4 mark on the season. They're fourth in the USL Championship Eastern Conference. This is a side that went to the USL Eastern Conference quarterfinals a season ago, a 2-1 win at North Carolina FC last Thursday. They will host St. Louis FC on Sunday, so a bit of a hole in their schedule. Detroit City FC, as you talked about, getting ready for Members Cup, so it just fits real nice.
And the nice thing about it, I had a chance to talk with Trevor James about this, and he was thrilled with the way the schedule worked out for Indy 11 and for DCFC, to be able to know that at least for the first half of tonight's friendly, we may see some changes after halftime for the visitors. But they're going to play a pretty representative side, and you get a chance to have them get a bit of a run out before a big game for them at the weekend, and a nice strong side to test DCFC against.
And there is Trevor James, the head coach and GM of Detroit City FC. Spent 10 years in the MLS as an assistant coach at the LA Galaxy, also with the Portland Timbers, a director of scouting for the Chicago Fire at one time. Oh yeah, spent some time with a little club named Barcelona as well.
And he also spent some time with Indy 11.
Absolutely.
It was nice to see as I was walking into the ground this evening, the coaching staffs were out waiting for the teams to come out for pre-bench warm-ups and the run-throughs, and the Indy 11 coaching staff came out, and Trevor with a nice word for them. So he knows what he's going to get from them as well. There won't be a whole lot of contention between the two sides. That's always a good thing in a friendly.
And away we go here at Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Tonight's kickoff weather, it is perfect, folks. 80 degrees, low humidity. This is what a summer night is all about. We're happy that you're with us on Detroit City FC's YouTube channel. And remember, take your tweets all night long with the hashtag WatchCity. Let us know where you're watching, and we will get to those as the evening rolls along. Ball sent back to the starting keeper for Indy 11 tonight. That would be Jordan Farr as he sends it down the pitch. Farr, second all-time in NAIA in clean sheets with 44 during his time at Corbin University in Oregon. Also played with Timbers 2 of USL League 2. 5 matches played this year, 2 clean sheets, a very tidy 86% save percentage.
He's good between the sticks. Another note for him, just a fun one. What else does he do to make money? He owns a DJ company. So when he's not on the pitch or in training, he's spinning the tunes. And so perhaps at least on his end of things, the club going up on a Tuesday.
You stole my line, man. I was getting ready to bust that one out because the smoke is going right now. The club is, in fact, going up on a Tuesday here in the second minute. Ball along the far touchline. There is Sean Lawson in the mix. Detroit City FC's all-time leading goal scorer, was one of the very best in all the MPSL at putting balls in the back of the net. He had a hat trick last week against Windsor in a friendly. I understand Moises Orozco, the Detroit City FC equipment manager laid down the gauntlet and told Sean Lawson, if you don't get a hat trick, you lose your number 9. Sean Lawson just said, business as usual.
Yeah, and made it look easy, too, with a couple of the touches. We weren't on the air for that match, Neil. I'll tell you what, a touching moment. Really one of the last matches for the pair of Dave Edwardson and Seb Harris, who were named the man of the match, the co-man of the match for that one. Long and faithful service to the club for both. And to see them get the recognition they deserve from the City Faithful, really a great thing in the match that we had off, that friendly with Windsor TFC.
Tyler Pasher escorts that one over the goal line. Pasher leading Indy 11 in goals this season with 8. Spent some time in the Newcastle United and Toronto FC Academy. He wore the captain's armband for Toronto FC in a friendly versus Liverpool back in 2017. That had to be a very special moment for him.
He does have some experience as well in the NPSL, as that's whipped in. Played for Lansing United for a season. And so he knows he would have played at Castech. It was before the move here to Keyworth, but he's at least been in front of the Northern Guard, could tell his teammates what to expect.
Neviel Hackshaw escorted that one over the far touchline. There's a header over top of the frame by Dane Kelly. Kelly, 4 goals this year, had a brace against Swope Park Rangers.
Kelly, good positioning in the air, created some space. Very good move.
Has some appearances under his belt as well for the Jamaican national team. Made his debut in a 2017 friendly against Canada. Won the 2017 USL Golden Boot with Reno 1868 FC. All he did was score 18 goals that year.
Not a bad tally.
No. We're into the 5th minute here in Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Ayose plays that one wide to the right side. Ouimet goes even wider, back to the middle. Kenny Walker, the former draft pick of the LA Galaxy in 2012. Hackshaw again will drop it back. Indy 11 looking to go to work. John, just about 5 minutes into this one, what do you see so far?
Well, it's interesting, and we thought this might happen. Indy, for most of their USL Championship season, as they play here on the edge of the area, and a nice clearance there by DCFC to draw the foul. For most of their USL Championship season, they've run a 3-4-3, which is really a 3-4-2-1 with one up top. What you are seeing today is a 3-4-3 that's morphing into a bit of a 3-5-2. They're going to try to go up against City's 3-5-2, see if that system can give them a little bit of joy. Just try it out in the friendly here today. What I do like is that even though Indy 11 have had the lion's share of possession, DCFC have kept a good defensive shape, and that's a good thing to see early on.
Cross sent in. The initial clearance was flubbed by Marlon Evans, but he does get it back, plays it up towards midfield. Indy 11 will regroup and try the attack again. Switch sent over to Hackshaw. Some pressure applied on Marcelo Borges, the former University of Michigan product. Borges, 28th overall pick of the 2019 MLS Super Draft by the Colorado Rapids. He spent a good deal of his youth in the New York Red Bulls Academy system. 2-time All Big Ten performer at Michigan. As much as that pains my broadcasting partner, fellow Spartan John Krieger.
Listen, the University of Michigan's got a good program. They've produced some good players, and once you put on rouge and gold, all the rest of those colors are wiped away. I will say, though, between the two programs, one of us has been to a college cup recently. The other one has not. So we'll just leave that there.
Please direct all correspondence to John Krieger. Lindsey Pearson, your fellow Spartan, gives that comment the seal of approval.
Let me just say, by the way, Lindsey's Twitter game during the Spartans' run to the Final Four featured a lot of Kermit and it was very easy being green during that run. It's always fun to see the Spartan pride come out.
Tyler Pasher. Iose plays it towards the middle, popped up by Jalen Chrysler. Illich threads it through. Pasher unable to get on the end of it. And the goal kick will be awarded to Nate Steinwasser, former Horizon League Goalkeeper of the Year during his time at University of Detroit. Spent some time in the pro ranks in Sweden as well. And there's a good look at Steinwasser.
Neil, that's a great job by the city back line not to lose their shape. Didn't allow Indy to try to thread the needle and beat the offside trap, and were able to shepherd it across because the touch was heavy for a goal kick.
Steinwasser sends it ahead. Iose gets it back, sends it deep into the left corner. Pasher on the other end of it. Works 1v1, some help arrives, but the help was not needed as it's touched over the line. There is Tyler Pasher, a Canadian native, signed with Sporting Kansas City in 2017.
Both at the U17 and U20 level for him. International experience. You have to feel for the country of Canada, Neil, really, with the new method of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying, because they're kind of in a really bad place because they're in the non-group of 6 to develop talent.
Here comes Jadida up ahead with Sean Lawson. Jadida sends it over the top of everyone.
Okay, the good news there, good pace from Tendai. The bad news there, you got some guys on the wings, and that was a pretty speculative cross-field ball. I think if he had waited a little bit and he had the time to, better odds that Sean gets on the end of that. But nice pace from Tendai on the wing to show Indy that he can break away from them. That'll force the defenders back a little bit. Could create some space for City in midfield.
Was a good run from Sean Lawson. And he's shown that all season long. He will lull you to sleep at times, but he will jump up when the opportunity presents itself.
Well, the thing about that, Neil, is he tracks so far away from the box to help his teammates. He's a striker that'll go all the way back into the defensive third to make a play. And when you're that far back, the conventional wisdom is that he's not going to have the speed to catch up to things. But he does. And so just by his positioning, he gets discounted by the players assigned to mark him, and all of a sudden he's past him.
That was a professional takeaway by Bakey Goodman, and Max Todd taken down to the turf. And the foul is called.
And that conversation was, this is a friendly, remember that. I don't want to get out cards in a friendly match, but
do the officials bring the cards to friendly matches?
Well, ask the folks in the International Champions Cup that sent off a couple players in the first half of an Arsenal match. So, yeah, it depends on whether the referee wants to be the focal point or not. It has happened.
Moving up towards the 12th minute, making a move, Hackshaw. Hackshaw given some space, he takes advantage. Iose sends it through, looking for Hackshaw. Hackshaw still has it. Chrysler plays it over the line, but a throw in coming. A lot of respect being afforded, though, to Indy 11.
And I'll tell you what, it should be, because Hackshaw had an all-world head feint to create some space there. Beat his defender.
Walker sends it towards the top of the D. Turning the setup, played away by Bakey Goodman. And John, I'll be honest with you, Pasher, in my opinion, would have had some pretty easy pickings to score a goal there if it weren't for that man, Bakey Goodman.
And that's Bakey tracking back and doing good work. Normally you don't see him that far back. Nice job. When you leave your feet in the area like that, you make any kind of contact, you're going to draw a whistle. Had to be a well-timed challenge, a precise challenge. It was a good challenge. And that is Bakey's quest to really become a box-to-box midfielder and further, as he looks to further his career to show his versatility.
Walker sends in the corner. That's headed away. It just went over the line, and backing up to talk more about Becky Goodman. That's a guy that spent some time with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds of USL. He's certainly not out of place out there on the pitch at Keyword today against Indy 11.
No, he knows what he's doing, and he didn't see coming back here to Detroit City FC as a step down in his career. It was just the next step in his career, and he's playing like it. To have gone into that Riverhound system and come back here. And then, by the way, to stay with Detroit City FC, it should be said, even as some of the season changes and some of the environment changes meant that his situation was going to be different. But he knows he's learning from Trevor James. He believes in what the club is doing, and he's proud to wear the number 8.
Fans, next time you come to Keyworth Stadium, be sure to take advantage of Wheelhouse Detroit's free bike valet. Check out wheelhousedetroit.com to learn more about the best tours of Detroit on 2 wheels. 14th minute, Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Indy 11 of USL Championship in Detroit City FC. Going at it here today. Indy 11 controlled a lot of the possession. Detroit City FC dangerous on a counter here and there, however. Stephen Carroll, the Black Arrow Award winner from last season for Detroit City, will play it back. Danny Deacon in the middle.
Tried to feed Tendai. Indy so good on the counter.
Closing out quickly, Marcelo Borges. He stops the threat, but Indy 11 still has a possession. Back to the middle. Kenny Walker chips it ahead over the top of everyone and across the line. We got tweets coming in with the hashtag WatchCity. Sarcasmotron 5000, the newest Detroit City fan, Hannah B, 5 weeks old today. Proud parents and even prouder grandpa watching Watch City at home. Can't wait to take her to her first City match. Also to Frontier Nicole checking in. It's time for Watch City and Farm Things. As much as I love being at matches, listening to John Krieger, Neil Rule is one of my favorite part of match days. We're picking tomatoes with Rob at our friend's farm.
Not the same without you guys here, but thanks for the kind words.
Tendai plays it back on the left side. James Vaughn through the middle. Todd to Chrysler. Marcelo Borges along that far touch line, a little bit too far across the touch line, and boy, John, Indy 11 just closed. They gave him some space, and you look up, and all of a sudden there's 3 defenders just converged on him.
Well, sure, that's the little, they're baiting you into passing into that space. And then as soon as they get the pass they want, they're going to close down and take possession. We saw that, by the way, earlier this year with the Mexican club FC Juarez. They'll do the same thing. They will dare you to pass to a spot, and once you do that, it's come into the kitchen, said the spider to the fly, and they're going the other way.
Becky Goodman heads it up to Max Todd. Danny Deacon, the former MLS draft pick of Orlando City. Deacon again. Chrysler. Carroll. Lawson in the middle. Some contact from behind. Mitch Osman, 94th overall pick of this year's MLS Super Draft by Minnesota United, the guilty party.
This is better pressure from City. I like what I'm seeing, Neil, and the ability to keep a bit of a sustained attack against the USL Championship side. Better passing than we saw in the first few minutes. Maybe not better, but more concise. No cheap giveaways of the ball. One thing you don't want to do is get too cute with the ball because of the closing speed of the men assigned to mark you like that. That little jump out there, that's the equivalent of a cornerback trying to jump around.
That's a professional move right there.
Yep.
Yep, no doubt.
And you've got that situation where if you're too cute and you show a little bit of the ball, whoops-a-daisy and away you go, like this.
And here comes Dane Kelly. Tried to find Pasher. But Dane Kelly has been impressive here the first 17 minutes plus. Throw-in coming up for Detroit City. At Powder Toast on Twitter with the hashtag Watch City. I'm in D.C. for work this week, so why not hit up Ivy and Coney for a Strohs and a Coney? Hashtag Watch City. That's a winning play right there. I endorse that move.
Listen, and I've been to the Ivy and Coney. That is, if you ever go to D.C. on your travels with Oakland University, get yourself to the Ivy and Coney. Best Coney dog outside of Detroit. And they've got Chicago's Italian beef as well. I was in heaven.
That's a win-win proposition.
It was outstanding. And by the way, Strohs.
That's also a winning proposition.
Somewhere out there in the DCFC DC Embassy is one of the best in the business, Pat Host. As we go through appropriations, the guy that covers the military spending. And when he's not doing that, bleeds rouge and gold. So somewhere at the Ivy and Coney tonight.
Well, speaking of that, NGS DC Embassy tweets at us, says enjoying the match with the nation's best broadcasting duo here in Northwest DC. Well, who's calling the match? Somebody else must be calling the match then.
They got it's the SAP feed. Kitman Moy is somewhere.
There's a good look at Tyler Pasher. So we talked about him, the Canadian native. 8 goals on the season for Indy 11. He's a big part of the reason why they are 12-4-4 in USL Championship play.
Neil, as we're in the 19th minute now, if you've been watching from the beginning, you're going to say this match isn't necessarily fluid. It's been kind of stagnant back and forth as the teams feel each other out. But that is, I think, more due to the fact that Indy 11 know they can try to jump on things. They are perfectly happy to let City try and make a move on them. And City have done a very good job of not being baited into too risky a play. What will, I think, open things up here is if City can start to get some joy on the wings and get the ball out wide. Get Tendai involved. Maybe get the ball out wide to Lawson on a wing so he can feed it back into Max. City's been a little bit narrow in its offensive construct. And if they can widen that out a little bit, maybe force Indy and their wide midfielders back, get some space.
Walker will drop it off. Hackshaw will track it down. Hackshaw, a native of Trinidad and Tobago. He made his senior national team debut in the 2015 Copa America qualifiers against Haiti. 82 matches played for Charleston Battery of USL Championship for Hackshaw. He's got 2 goals this year in 16 matches started. Lots of different national team experience for this Indy 11 side. Cross sent in, headed away. Here's Pasher. Makes a move, curls one over top of everything. But you're not the side's leader in goals if you're not willing to give a few a go from time to time.
You know what? You have earned the right to give a go. But look at this challenge here. Pasher comes in, and a nice job by the City player to come out, cut off the shooting lane. Not do anything risky, but just be an extra body. And Pasher had to hook it around, and sometimes when you're in mid-delivery of the foot and you see a challenge come up, you see a defender come out, you try to change that swing of your leg, and it'll spin over the bar, and that's what happened.
Wide on the left side. Ayoze plays it to the top of the D. Back heel through, shot, Steinwasser the save. Rebound, and Steinwasser goes down to the turf to make the grab. He turns away Dane Kelly.
Nate, take a bow, son. Nice job as Dane Kelly did a nice job to wiggle through here. Looked like a good close down by the City center backs. Kelly just wiggled his way through and was in on goal, and Steinwasser down low, not an easy save. First save of the match for either keeper of note.
Ayoze again. A good point, man. Here's Pasher inside the 18. Look across. The flag is up.
Nice job by the assistant referee. That's a tight offside decision. And a nice job by the flag in front of the Northern Guard to rule that off.
Foley Warehouse is the official pre-match bar of Detroit City FC. Next time you come to a city home match, be sure to stop by the Folding Warehouse beforehand, and you can take part in the official March to the Match. Make sure you get over to Folding Warehouse. You want to experience all Detroit City FC? That's where it all starts. 23rd minute of the Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College.
Just two wide center backs right now for Indy 11. They're forcing forward. They believe they have the advantage in midfield moving forward. They're congesting the midfield with bodies. That's allowing them to move in transition into attack very quickly. City has to do something to get some space, get a run in, force the third center back, give themselves a little more space on the ball. Nice wide move.
Pasher, the cross. That was played away, but Dane Kelly the target once again.
Also worth noting, by the way, Indy 11 won't be befuddled at all by the artificial surface. They play in Lucas Oil Stadium, so they play on an artificial surface as well. You can always notice when you get the teams in that do play on a plastic surface, they control the bounce much better. And Indy firing so far. Nice job to come out, a little sweeper keeper move there. Keep the pressure on.
And you mentioned the fact they do play their home matches in Lucas Oil Stadium. They are online to get a new downtown stadium there for Indy 11. My understanding is the 35,000-foot part of it is handled, and now they're down to locations and everything, but it is a full go. And Indy, really a great town. I can't think of a time I've ever went to Indianapolis and not had a good time. And you add Indy 11 into that mix, the downtown stadium area, the environment's going to be incredible, even more so than it is right now.
Well, the Indiana Sports Commission, I'll tell you what they have done down there with the connected hotels, the convention center,
everything's within walking distance.
Lucas Oil Stadium, all the stuff. There's a reason the NFL Combine's there every year, the Final Four every 4 or 5.
Flags up again.
It really is the Big Ten championship game every year. And when they don't have the Final Four every couple of years, they'll have a regional. Lucas Oil Stadium and what they're doing in Indianapolis, one of the best sports towns out there, and Bankers Life Fieldhouse as well with the Big Ten Women's Championship. So a lot of good things. And by the way, as I understand it, the Horizon League moving there to
that is the case, yeah.
The Farm Bureau Arena or something like that. And so they get another postseason basketball tournament. It's a great sports town.
Indy 11 looking to go on the attack again. Ball scooped up in the air. Tyler Pasher along the touchline.
Bit of a heavy touch there.
Of it.
Bit of a heavy touch from Tyler, but he lost it in about the best position possible.
So throwing coming up for Detroit City. In those Stroh's Detroit Lager kits. Of course, Stroh's just releasing the latest rendition as we get a look at Danny Deacon.
I tell you what, I had a preview the other day of that Stroh's Detroit Lager. That is a quality beer. And kudos to Brew Detroit and Stroh's for bringing the Stroh's Lager back to Detroit. So, had a chance to try that out. And it was great for them to premiere the beer here at that Windsor Friendly a week ago tonight.
Other throw-in coming up for Detroit City. Cerveza Esvita tweets at us, says watching from home today, not feeling too great, but still watching Detroit City FC. And the Spartan talk was getting a lot of love as well. We'll just say it like that.
And as it should.
You know what I want to know? How come John and Lindsay get off the hook? I say something about Michigan that was mostly complimentary a couple of weeks ago, and I get lit up on Twitter. You guys get out the green and white pom-poms, everyone's going to let you guys off the hook. That's fine. I got broad shoulders. I can take that.
You know what, though? Here's all I'm going to say. They know you're Grizz. So you're just trying to jump on the bandwagon over there, and they sniff that out, see? I'm a Michigan State family man going back about 3 generations. grandma, 2 aunts, grandpa, dad, me.
Service to Todd, and the stop is made by Jordan Farr. Detroit City FC with their best opportunity of the match.
That is what we've been waiting for all match. Get it out wide, good service in, and a point-blank save. That is City's best transitional attack of the game. And a very good save. Keeps us deadlocked at 0-0.
Pasher tries to cross over. Jalen Chrysler was having none of it.
That's a heavy touch by the Indy player. And a nice interception again. This is better play through midfield. You don't want that bounce, but a nice rescue there by Bakey. Send it out wide into space.
Here's Max Todd on the move.
Give it back to Tendai out wide. He wants it.
Looking for Sean Lawson. Lawson has it. Just outside the 18. Borges. Bakey.
Watch the
Deacon.
backside.
Tendai will play it back. So Detroit City FC, very patient with the possession. They will go back to the drawing board. Evans keeps it. Moves through, tries to thread the needle to Max Todd. Todd goes down inside the 18. Official says play on.
And as well, the official should. Look at this ball in from Chrysler on a dime. And a pretty good save on the volley.
Let me tell you what, Jordan Farr, we mentioned the fact in 5 matches played, he has 2 clean sheets and an 86% save percentage. There, a yellow card will be issued to Ilya Illich. But 86% save percentage, that looks like a keeper that has an 86% save percentage.
Very good body positioning behind the ball, got over, got low, tough save to make. And Illich, he's a little spicy right now. That was not the friendliest tackle in this friendly. Coming in from behind and stepping on the heel of the City player.
Far up to the challenge once again. Here's Macaulay King. King grew up in the Leicester City Youth Academy, played with the Sounders U23 team. That ball served in, played out. Ayoze. And now here's Sean Lawson looking to counter. 2 defenders tracking Lawson. Tried to split the pair. Mitch Osman, the former NAIA All-American at Rio Grande, was a USL League 2 Player of the Year for Thunder Bay. And speaking of Lindsey Pearson, she'll be happy to know Mitch Osman, a big Chelsea fan. Linz, how'd Chelsea do this weekend? I missed the scoreline. Oh, a thumbs down from Lindsay. Oh. Oh, she gave me a talk to the hand.
That was a tough start. Tough start for Frank Lampard's boys.
And now she's reaching over for the power outlet. She's about to pull the plug on this whole operation. She's heard enough.
That's all right. Somebody got Lindsay an Eden Hazard Real Madrid shirt. She'll be fine.
Lindsay, you didn't think we were going to go through this whole week and not bring that up once, did you? Here's Bakey. The 1-2 gets it back. Bakey to Todd. Todd, left foot, sends it over top of the wall. More than a third of the way through this one on our Watch City stream. Brought to you by Baker College. Detroit City FC very excited to have Henry Ford Health System as the official sports medicine provider of DCFC. Learn more at henryford.com.
You know, I'll tell you what, half an hour in here, Neil, I'm really impressed with Detroit City FC. I'm impressed with the way they've been able to neutralize the Indy 11 attack. To me, to be honest, it looks like Indy has another gear they can go to. but City's positioning hasn't allowed them to do that yet. And so if you're Trevor James, look, you've got a couple chances on goal. There have been some stagnant moments, but you got to be pleased with what your team has done, because as much as about trying to score in your own right, a lot of the lessons learned in this match will be about defending, because you're going to see some talent on an upper level as you play some of the Members Cup games, and you know you can defend against a side like this. You can carry those lessons into the fall season in the MPSL Members Cup. Chattanooga is not going to be an easy game in here on Saturday. Are they the same level as Indy 11? No. Are they going to be one of the tougher teams to come into Keyword this year? Absolutely. So this kind of defensive performance, really good thing so far heading into Members Cup play.
Bakey Goodman hassled by Tyler Pasher. Bakey emerges on the other side with the possession.
Oh, that's a nice move by Bakey to turn, keep the ball close to his boot, turn to create the space, send it across to Danny Deacon. And Danny then gets in a little trouble, dribbled into trouble.
Right into two defenders. Tendai will be hit with that foul as he takes down Kenny Walker. Walker won 2 MLS Cups with the LA Galaxy. Scored 3 goals for FC Cincinnati last year, and there's a bit of a direct link between some FC Cincinnati guys from last season and Indy 11 this year. They have more than a few, the FC Cincinnati guys from last season. Walker to the middle. King with some space. Ioze. Chip inside the box over top of everyone, and that will trickle almost to the goal line and out, but kept in once more. King again. Carl Ouimet, the Montreal Impact's first academy player to go pro. He played 20 matches for the Montreal Impact in 2012. And John, Indy 11 really settling in right now to that possession that we saw during the first 8 to 10 minutes of this match.
Yep, and they're going to force City to play behind the ball. We have a narrow shot now, but if it were wider, what you would see is 5 across the back line, as 2 of the City midfielders have basically become de facto defenders and extra fullbacks because of the possession game that you're seeing. And they're going to have to stay that way, and that's exactly how Indy 11 want to control this match. In the 3-5-2, if you have your midfielders, your those outer players up and forward, you're going to control things. When you don't have possession, you're going to shoot them back into defense, putting a lot behind the ball. It becomes tougher and tougher to move in transition. And that's where Detroit City is right now, just kind of battening down the hatches against a very controlled possession attack by Indy.
Cyrus Sadie will come into the match, replacing Danny Deacon. Cyrus Sadie in here at the 36th minute.
Nice to see Cyrus get another run out.
Cyrus will get the ovation from the crowd here at historic Keyworth Stadium. Tendai flicks it up ahead for Sean Lawson. Jalen Chrysler has a lot of space.
They finally get the ball to him, but it's too late. See how quickly the closeout came up there? He wanted it about 5 seconds earlier when number 7 for Indy 11, Ioze, was engaged. He would have had space on the wing. By the time he got it out there, Ioze was able to close, and it stagnated things in midfield.
So the restart coming up for Detroit City.
Martin Rennie, the head coach for Indy 11.
Speaking of MLS experience with Trevor James, he was the head coach of the Vancouver Whitecaps from 2011 to 2013. Ball sent in for Sadie. Sadie comes through. Sadie settles it down. The chip over top of the crossbar.
Oh, great job by Cyrus to control it. Little touch off the chest area, and I believe the head kept it near his boot and just couldn't settle down the chip. But that's what Cyrus can do. Look at that touch. Oh, just keep it in there, try to chip the keeper and put a little too much underneath it. But that's a great control touch by Cyrus Sadie.
The magician, folks. One of the best goals I ever called in my career, what he did against Venezia, Italian Serie B, in that exhibition.
Very rude host, breaking a guy's ankles like that.
Absolutely.
Removing his supporter.
And that cross played out by Chrysler. They will concede a corner off the effort from Iose.
There was a rumor that after that match, Venezia had offered Cyrus a tryout. I don't know that that was ever substantiated, but I know there was a lot of respect for Cyrus after that match.
There is Cyrus Sadie.
Right on the near post. Danger here. City with a low line man on both posts. That allows for a lot of free runs in on goal.
Kenny Walker plays the corner short. Farias all the way across. Indy 11 will keep it. Iose wide to the right. Boy, Indy 11, John, just doing a great job of using all the available real estate to their advantage.
Touchline to touchline. They're going to force City. And where that ends up paying dividends.
That shot sent over top of the frame by Pasher.
You sit there and you say 38 minutes. City still have it at 0-0. Okay. And yes, Indy 11 moving it touchline to touchline. Where that pays dividends in about minute 68. Nice shot over the bar there. When about minute 68, when the legs get a little heavy, because you've had to run touchline to touchline, tougher to play defense than attack. And Indy 11 just kind of grinding things down, looking for the goal.
Goal kick by Nate Steinwasher, sent up over midfield. Just across the line. City fans, remember Lyft is the official rideshare partner of DCFC. Be sure to take a Lyft the next time you come to a match here at historic Keyworth Stadium. Jordan Farr chips it out. Here's Hackshaw.
I'll tell you what, Bakey Goodman so far is having a man-of-the-match level performance. He has been City's best midfielder on defensive play. He's handled a lot of the transition in midfield, showing you why he belongs at that kind of level. City are lucky to have him. Keep going, run, there we go. Nice
Gorgeous.
crossfield ball.
To Sean Lawson in some space. Lawson makes his turn inside the 18. Lawson! Just wide of the right post.
Remember that extra gear you were talking about 15 minutes ago? There it was. One step, two step, create some space, spin it. There's Sean, bait, 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 rope-a-dope, and go. And there it is. And he goes across, and if it doesn't check up on the turf and spin unkindly, might have caught the back posts.
That's Carl Ouimet he's running away from, who's played against Thierry Henry in his career. Also played in the 2015 Gold Cup for the Canadian national team. Sean Lawson was running away from him. No debate.
No, he's got that extra gear. That's a nice close down by the City defense on that service. Watch out, though.
Left foot shot goes just wide of the upper right 90. Iose, the former Spanish professional in the second division, also won 3 championships with the New York Cosmos and NASL.
He came in on a nice turn, just put too much under the shot.
As we move in, to the 43rd minute here at Keyworth. Very entertaining last 10 minutes.
End to end, City getting a little more joy in possession. Still really impressed with the City back line. A yeoman's effort in defense.
I think you put it best when you said there's been moments of bending, but no signs of breaking whatsoever.
Yep. They have let Indy 11 have possession, but they have been very well positioned to counteract that possession. Nice job to hold the body up there by Max Todd, but then he loses possession. Nice to see Max tracking back. Good run here, look out. And it didn't get to him. Borges wanted it out wide. Instead, the turnover.
Here's Pasher. Pasher touches it ahead, now tracks it back down. Pasher heavy with that touch. Cyrus Sadie takes it. Max Todd, Sadie back. Lawson making a run. Ball sent into space by Sadie. Lawson's 1v4 right now.
Smart by Sean to hold it up.
Sadie makes a run. Lawson, the shot, skips it in on frame. Jordan Farr, little difficulty making the stop.
You know what, though? That's because Sean scuffed his lines a little bit. But it was a nice job by Lawson to hold up there, wait for help, because it meant the keeper had to at least respect Sadie's run so that you might have a little bit of a delay on reacting to his shot. And he scuffed it a little bit. And yeah, there's going to be a foul. I wondered how long the official was going to let.
He gave him the first two, but wasn't going to give him three.
Yeah, Vaughn was playing patty cake on the guy's back for about a minute and a half.
To the top of the D.
Oh, another great challenge.
Marcelo Borges has been pretty strong here tonight, John.
For a City debut to come in to see these kind of minutes with the first 11, look at that. That is great body control, because if he continues through there, he's going to catch the attacker. He's going to give away a penalty.
That's Ilya Illich, too, the Division II Player of the Year in 2014 at Young Harris College. Corner sent in. That's headed wide of the frame. Illich had 13 goals and 10 assists for Louisville City FC last year. Of course, Louisville City FC and Indy 11 have had the battles between those two franchises.
Those two burgeoning cultures. Two pretty good sets of supporters groups as well as the first half comes to a close.
45 minutes down, no score, but it did not lack action. Certainly, we saw good end-to-end play over the course of the last 15 minutes of that first half. And John, certainly you see sometimes scoreless halves where you're like, oh, that was a scoreless half. This was not one of those scoreless halves.
No, and I'll tell you what, that's a win-win for Detroit City FC. They didn't allow a goal. They were very good positionally, great play, held the USL Championship side off. Trevor James got to be very happy.
So 0-0 the score through 45 minutes. We'll take our halftime break and come back with more of your Watch City stream. 0-0 at the half. This is Detroit City FC Soccer.
Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more?
Welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium. Just about ready to go for the second half of your Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College. Remember, send your tweets with the hashtag Watch City. We're getting to those as time allows. Neil Rule, John Krieger back with you. Ready to go for the second half. We have some movement for Indy 11. We will get you all that in just a couple of moments. They have some players that are not numbered out there on the pitch. We will go with Trilist 1, Trilist 2, Trilist 3. I think that's how we're going to operate that. And John, not uncommon in the Trilist situation to see this in a friendly.
So let's explain, if you aren't familiar with what we mean when we say Trilist, all right? Typically, clubs will only give squad numbers and place names on rosters for squad lists for players that they have under contract. But you need to be able to see how a player will perform in live game action. So they'll refer to them as Trilist. They don't give them squad numbers, usually because you'll make a signing or make a decision to bring a player and you won't have a chance to put numbers on the back of the kits. So these are players, the players out there without numbers, one of them a defender right now, one of them a midfielder, that are basically getting a look in. They're not under contract with Indy 11. They're basically out there to try to earn their place for the last part of the season here for Indy 11. And we'll just call them Trialist because since they're not under contract, we don't have their names.
Lucas Farias on the right side, curls it inside the 18, the header, oh, what a stop by Nate Steinwasser as he closed the door.
Steinwasser reaches up. Ball was behind him and he was a little bit beaten and he's able to paw it away. That's a heck of a job by Nate Steinwasser. His momentum carrying him away from that, and he still got up and made a two-handed save.
Here comes Max Todd after Cyrus Sadie taken down to the turf. Oh, and a red card has been issued.
Wow.
Sadie down on the pitch, and the official calls for the Henry Ford training staff.
I'm not sure that I saw a red. I would love to see the replay on this.
The athletic trainer comes out, and that is Macaulay King, as we will check out the replay.
Comes in. Oh, high boot to the head. Easy. Okay. I saw the challenge. I didn't see the high boot, and that's a no-brainer. You got a boot up in the air that high, and it makes contact to a player, you're done. And now you're just hoping Cyrus is okay. Wow.
So Macaulay King gets a red card in the 47th minute. And that certainly has changed the tenor of this matchup, and it certainly has changed the vibe over from the Northern Guard supporter section. I don't think they're going to be too friendly for much longer in this friendly, as Cyrus Sadie, most importantly, is up and walking around.
What is Macaulay King doing with his boot up that high? That's obscene. Why in a friendly would you be challenging for a ball to a point where with a player coming in, you have your boot up that high?
Cyrus Sadie talks to Trevor James, just gives him the nod of the head, which means I'm good to go.
So now Detroit City 11 v 10.
The rest of the way.
Let's see if they can do something with this now. This is actually going to be a great teaching situation for Trevor James. Now, you've got the man advantage. See if you can make something happen with it. See if you can get a goal. Use the extra man out there to your advantage, because now you're playing to a situation where there's going to be that odd man in there. And you want to see if your team can take advantage of that, even against the USL Championship side.
Carl Ouimet Plays it back to the keeper, Jordan Farr. So Farr remained in the match through halftime. Matt Watson came in as a halftime sub. He has a captain's armband. Threads a pass through. The flag is up as that pass found try-less number 2, but it also found the official's flag.
Tell you what, but you can see Indy 11, even down a man, not going to take the foot off. They were able to transition and counter very well.
Steinwasser will swing it out towards the left side. That was taken away by Farias, but the throw-in coming up to Detroit City. At Section 8 Till I Die tweets at us as we're watching in St. Louis. Hashtag Watch City. So we mentioned the fact Watson came in to start the second half, as did Elyun Jahate, Drew Connor, a couple of trialists. And that's where we stand.
Drew Connor just signed by the club today, making his Indian 11 debut.
Pass up ahead for Jadida. And Tendai will throw it in. Jadida spent time with the Cincinnati Dutch Lions last year of USL League 2. Bakey Goodman to Sean Lawson. Borges steps through, tried to thread it through to Sean Lawson, could not.
I like some of the aggressiveness by DCFC. Trying to use that man advantage.
David Nowak-Zuski on Twitter with the hashtag Watch City. Lindsey Pearson, is a Spurs fan really trolling you? I like that.
Well, the one that was doing most of the trolling is a Liverpool fan, but, you know, I will take the current 3-point gap that my Spurs have over Chelsea Football Club as well.
Farias down on the turf. And John, I'll tell you what, after the red card, business has picked up here in historic Keyworth Stadium. There's a vibe to the match now that wasn't here in the first 45.
Yeah, it has ceased to become a friendly. Neil
Right.
Rule. You put a boot in one of my teammates' heads. It has livened people up. And Indy 11 trying to, a statement of pride here, trying to score down a man.
Trilus 2 with it on the left side of the 18, dispossessed. Cyrus 80 turned, and a takedown against Trilus 2 will be called for the foul here in the 52nd minute. Strategic Staffing Solutions is the official partner of DCFC's annual International Series.
Interesting, Neil. Getting a note here, and I didn't even think to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Indy still has 11 players out there. I thought when you had a red card, you had to go down a man, but apparently not in a friendly. Perhaps Macaulay King just done.
Well, you can't count on me for those types of things because my math game isn't that strong. As a corner coming up. Check that will be actually a goal kick. But yeah, you can't count on me for math, John. That's just not part of the gig with me.
Me either. That's why I have calculators and statistical packs.
That's why I have a journalism degree. There was no math involved.
Somebody does the math for me. It's very nice. They even have friendly little scoreboards here that tell me how many goals each side has.
I like it. More tweets with the hashtag Watch City. Our good buddy Gus Macker. Hey boys, Taco Night rocked. It's great to see soccer in August. Hashtag Watch City. Of course, Gus Macker down there in Key Largo. That's a cat that's got life figured out, man.
Neil, we got some clarification on the 11 players. Apparently the officials and Indy asked Trevor if it was okay if they continued to play with 11. He said yeah. So wants to get his team some experience 11v11, and so in the friendly situation, City foregoing the man up.
They declined the penalty, I guess you would say. Jahante chips it to left side of the 18 to tryless 2.
And they did it with a great deal less flair than Ed Hockley would have.
Also less biceps, though. Here comes Sean Lawson on the move.
Oh, look at Tendai. What a run by Tendai if they see him. Oh,
Lawson lost it at the top of the D.
Oh, Tendai Jadida had a full head of steam.
Was shot out of a cannon on the left side.
Barreling down the left touchline. If Sean Lawson had picked up his head, Tendai was in. Oof.
55th minute. Lucas Farias played for Sao Paulo in Brazilian Serie A. Also spent some time with the Brazilian U20 national team. 7 matches started this year for Indy 11, 82% pass success rate. And that is a number that you like to see. Steinwasser crosses over. You can hang your hat when 82% of your passes find their mark.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's a pretty good play and a pretty good percentage. Steinwasser, a little bit of air under that clearance attempt.
Good job done by Marlon Evans. Evans played a match for the Guam national team back in 2014.
Nice job by Cyrus to let that go. Todd getting into the area, and a nice cutout there by the Indy defense as City tries to get some joy down the wings.
Carl Ouimet. Speaking of the analytics of soccer, Ouimet, a guy that has a 68% aerial dual success rate. That's certainly a number you can live with as well.
Especially when you're coming in there and Ouimet making a living winning balls in the air, in defense, and in set pieces. When you can go up on a set piece and win 62% of the balls you're faced with in the air, you'll take that all day. It's a nice security blanket to have in defense.
And certainly, John, there is technique to it. There's no question about that. But that's also a want-to game, in that a lot like rebounding in basketball, yes, there's technique to it. Yes, there's a skill to it. But it's very much a want-to business.
Absolutely. And also a work business. You know, you've got a physical conditioning. You talked about the physical element, but to learn to effectively jump and to have the body shape to effectively win the ball in the air, you got to put in the work off the pitch. Tendai screaming for the ball again. City can't find him on the outside. He's got acres of space.
That
Nice.
ball sent to the top of the D. Trylist 1. Sends it back to Trylist 3. Stepping through the halftime sub, Patty Barrett. Had that blocked. Now it comes out.
Let me tell you, by the way, Patty Barrett plays for the Indy 11. His family could field its own 11. He is the youngest of 11
I saw that.
brothers and sisters. Comes from Ireland, and he has a large family around the dinner table. 11 brothers and sisters for Patty.
Barrett played in the Champions League qualifiers with Dundalk FC in the Irish Premier League. "16 matches played last year for FC Cincinnati. And my kind of dude, a big Liverpool fan."
We all have flaws. I mean, you happened to win Europe last year, so
That's
kinda
true.
rings hollow, but be interesting to see here as we've got an injured player down on the pitch. I didn't see who it was that went down. We'll get a look for you here. And we're going to have a sub.
Trevor James looks down the bench. We'll see which direction he wants to go. It's the athletic training staff from the Henry Ford out once again. Trevor James figuring out exactly what he wants to do.
And we're going to have a change.
Borges gets a nice hand. Corner served in and headed over the line for a goal kick. So Steinwasser will give it the boot. Gives us an opportunity to get you our weekly trivia presented by Fago. Which player currently on the team led DCFC in minutes played during the 2019 NPSL season? We'll let you marinate on that for a few minutes.
Coming in for City is Evans Frimpong. Frimpong's journey around the footballing world, a lengthy one and with a lot of ports to call. He's Ghanaian. He was selected by Chicago Fire in the first round of the 2012 supplemental draft, number 9 overall. Spent time with San Jose. Played for Tampa Bay and Fort Lauderdale in the NASL. Been out of the game for a year or so. And now getting a look with Detroit City FC.
Frimpong most recently in the Polish 3rd division, but has found his way here to Detroit City. 61st minute, no score.
Neil, I still really like what I'm seeing from Detroit City, especially in the second half. Granted, there have been some changes for Indy, so it's not the full, first choice 11, but I'm seeing much more aggressive play on the wings, better possession, more sustained chances. And they're staying right in this and playing and doing that, by the way, without giving up their shape defensively. Really solid effort.
Frimpong couldn't get as much as he wanted on the pass. Sent up ahead, Farias. Shahate moves into some trouble. Still had it for a second. And will keep it through 2 defenders. Nicely done by Alioune Shahate. The native of Senegal, played in the 1st division in Serbia and Lebanon. He signed with Indy 11 after an open tryout. Speaking of tryout, trialist sends that shot in that was blocked.
First time here, Neil, that I see a little bit of a space issue on the Detroit City back line. 2 center backs doing a lot of marking, but there are a couple holes there to send the ball out wide if Indy want it and offer in service. But a nice close down there as some midfielders track back. And look at Sean Lawson and Max Todd all the way back in the defensive half, helping out, being a body, getting ready to launch a counterattack if City can get possession.
We met heads it ahead. Marlon Evans, and boy, Nate Steinwasser goes down to the turf. That was nearly disastrous for Detroit City.
Clearance attempt and right off the Indy player, right back to Nate.
James Vaughn. Frimpong. Frimpong still with it. Too much mustard on the hot dog as Vaughn unable to come through with it. Substitution coming for Indy 11. Eugene Starikoff will come in to the match. Played for the USA U23 national team. also in the Russian and Ukrainian Premier Leagues. His father was an Olympic gymnast, as coming out of the match will be Alyun Jahate. So Starikov in. Gives me an opportunity to get you the answer to our weekly trivia presented by Fago. The question, which player currently on the team led Detroit City FC in minutes played during the 2019 MPSL season? The answer, Banky Goodman. He was out there all the time. He was like a watch, man. You wind him up, let it go.
And I'll tell you what, he's been putting a yeoman's effort in tonight. Really anchoring midfield, and for my money, man of the match.
Todd tried to get his touch in. Instead, it's Carl Wiemet. Trialist one. Touches it wide to the left. It's poked away for a second. And here's Wiemet again. 3 goals on the season for Carl Wiemet. All those off corner kicks, of course. Being back on that back line, that's usually the path to defenders' goals. 66th minute, Neil Rule. John Krieger with you. Ball served inside the 18. Played out. James Vaughn touches it ahead, and now Detroit City FC will relieve the pressure. Macaulay King got a red card in the 47th minute.
Pretty good defensive play there to try and clear. Bit of a bicycle move.
Flipped through, popped up in the air, and running out of real estate was Matt Watson. But as we said, Macaulay King got a red card in the 47th minute. Detroit City FC head coach Trevor James said, no, let's keep it 11 on 11. And we are at 0-0 here in the 66th, going into the 67th minute. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College.
More traditional system for Indy 11 here in the second half. 3 up top. 3-4-3 system that we've seen for most of the year from Indy 11. Gone away from the 3-5-2 a little bit. That may be an indication they want to get the trialists involved in a more normal system setup.
Chrysler through the middle. Here's Vaughn. Was among the GLIAC leaders in points his senior year. And Level 1 Bank is the official sponsor of the Level 1 VIP section here at Keyworth Stadium. Take your match day experience to the next level with on-field seating, unlimited food and drinks for just $50. Purchase your tickets at tickets.detcityfc.com. Dollar for dollar, the best value in Detroit sports right there.
I'll tell you what, the wife and I, my wife Abby and I had a chance to sit in the Level 1 VIP section for the Windsor TFC match. That is truly an outstanding match day experience. And the Slows is not bad either.
No. Nor is the beverage selection.
I may have had a couple of ciders.
Yep. That's an option out there. The pale ales, the lagers, all of it. It's all included, just $50, man. It's the way to go. You don't want to lose money. And if you don't want to lose money, that's the way to do it.
All-inclusive price, one of the great options here at Keyworth Stadium. Level 1 VIP section at the Keyworth wall end, suites at the other end, and of course still dollar for dollar the best general admission ticket price in sports as well.
No question. Sean Lawson flicks it on. You can get up close and personal with the MPSL Midwest Conference champions.
Oh, look at that defensive move. Duck in the shoulder, get the turnover, but then you give it right back.
Matt Watson. Trialist one. To Trilus 2. Trilus 2 gives one a rip. Oh, what a stop by Nate Steinwasser.
Oh, my. You remember how I said Becky Goodman was man of the match material? Nate Steinwasser says, I'll see you that, and raise you a heck of a save. Dipping ball. Great job by Nate to get down and paw it away. Parallel to the ground and makes the save. That's the kind of save that won him a penalty shootout against now Flint City Bucks.
Corner headed on. Steinwasser again in the right spot.
Great play by Nate again.
'70th minute, Indy 11 buzzing inside the Detroit City FC 18.
City needs some possession here. Just take the pressure off a little bit. Get out of a rather compact shape that you're in.
Here comes Connor. Connor still has it. That shot by Starikoff is blocked. Becky Goodman can't control it. Trialist 1. Steinwasser comes off the line. And he will scoop it off the turf.
A little bit of extracurricular there.
Trialist 1. Excuse me, that's Trialist 3.
Steinwasser
not very friendly in this friendly.
Steinwasser looked down to the assistant referees. Did you see that? See that? And we're just going to play on.
Steinwasser booms it down the pitch.
Nate's got a great long boot, but that's 2 long clearances by him that have gone right to Indy. More important is to get it shorter to someone who can keep possession, because here we are right back to it, all hands to the pumps.
Cross by Trialist 2 was blocked. Mitch Osmond with it. Watson sent it ahead. Beautiful give and go. Here's Watson. Watson across. Going down, and it is in the back of the net, just inside the right post. Indy 11 strikes here in the 71st minute.
Steinwasser got 2 hands to that, and in the end just couldn't keep it out. He made a first save and couldn't get across to fully control the second.
Let's put it all back together. So 1-0, Indy 11 gets the jump. And that man, Eugene Starikoff.
The plan for Starikoff tonight was to get him 15 to 20 minutes. He's been out of the lineup a lot, dealing with some issues. He comes on and gets a goal. And that really an unfair cut for Nate Steinwasser, who's done a lot and even tried to keep that out. Couple changes. Max Todd comes off for City. Coming on, number 20, Yazid Matthews. Look at Bakey through midfield. Just continuing to keep possession.
Jadida being hassled by Trialist 2, and Tendai gets it back. John, you and I were talking during halftime, and you mentioned the fact that you thought Indy 11 might have another gear to get to. They have gotten to that extra gear over the course of the last 10 minutes.
They've gone through the gears a bit. We're seeing a little more pace from them, and we're seeing better ball control. They're just showing that little touch of technical nous. And the goal came from a nice feathery little touch that we didn't really see in the first half. But in the second half, you've seen a little more. And by the way, that comes from fatigue a little bit. You know, yeah,
no question.
There have been some changes for Indy, but it's not a full change for City, and you're seeing some guys that have been out there for a long time.
Quick restart by Detroit City. Once again, Indy 11 up to the task. And John, through all this, and we've talked about the pressure offensively Indy 11 have had, they have absolutely snuffed out any offensive attack from City over the last 10 minutes. I mean, right away.
What they've done, first of all, is close down the ball excellently. But number two, they're forcing City narrow. They're not allowing. City's joy all year has come from getting space on the wings and moving things through midfield and moving things out to the wings and then sending it back in for Lawson and Todd. There has been little to no play on the wings tonight. It's all been through midfield, and that's easier to close down.
That shot stopped by Jordan Farr, but Detroit City FC, just as I say that, finally comes through with a quality opportunity. And Ryan Peterson, who just came into the match, who led Rutgers in points his senior year at college, the transfer from NC State. Dangerous.
He was in, it would have been offside. The flag had gone up, but the official played advantage because Indy took possession. But Peterson doing a nice job on the shoulder of the defender to try to beat the offside trap. Very high line for Indy right now. Just moving through the gears and continuing to put pressure on DCFC.
Here's Matt Watson with that captain's armband. Farias to the middle. Starikoff, who got the goal in the 71st minute. Now Indy 11 will try the left side. Tendai Jadida closes the door to Bakey Goodman.
How about Bakey playing 75 plus minutes in a friendly and still out there looking good and fresh?
Right foot shot will go over top of the frame. But Detroit City has bounced back, though, John, after conceding.
They have indeed. Look at that, the first save coming in. Steinwasser gets down.
Oh, he got contact on the second shot. Just couldn't gather it.
And that's what I thought there, is that he got both hands on it. He just couldn't direct it out. But how about that for Steinwasser? Down on his knees, slides across, still tries to make the second save. And by about a foot, he was away from guiding that outside the post. That's how good a night Nate Steinwasser has had. He's been absolutely excellent in between the sticks for City, and that bodes well for Members Cup play starting this weekend when our frenemy Chattanooga come into town. These two supporter groups, the Chattahoolican and of course the Northern Guard, doing a lot of good things for their communities. Originators of the Pride Raiser campaign. By the way, congratulations to Chattanooga supporter Galen, who was named the NPSL Global Scarf Supporter of the Year. A long overdue honor.
Jared Mackey had my vote, though. I'm not going to lie to people out there.
He got mine too, but
the man drove to Erie to see who City would play in a playoff match. City wasn't even playing.
Hey, listen, got my vote, but I'm not gonna, after what Galen and Jackie and
Frimpong's shot is blocked and trickles in.
And Padre have done, and to start the Pride Raiser campaign, that's a heck of a field.
No question, there was no wrong answer.
No,
I'm just telling you, Mackey drove to Erie, and City wasn't even playing in the match.
Oh, Maki Vision had my vote.
78th minute, 1-0, Indy 11 with the lead. Ball sent wide for Starikoff. And that will go over the line as we will take a look at the upcoming matches. And you mentioned it, Members Cup will be in full swing this Saturday. Chattanooga FC in town as Detroit City FC opens up their portion of the Members Cup schedule. Some teams have already competed. Chattanooga FC has also played a match, but Detroit City FC will get things rolling. Philadelphia Fury will be in town as well, and of course the International Series, Atlas FC. A lot of good things coming up here at historic Keyworth Stadium.
Tickets available now, by the way. Get them. They will go. DeadCityFC.com. And that atmosphere against Chattanooga on Saturday night is going to be electric.
Starikoff curls one. That's escorted wide of the post by Nate Steinwasser. Knew exactly how much real estate he had to work with. Boy, Eugene Starikov, the former Russian and Ukrainian Premier League player, has been the benefactor a lot of the times of this Indy 11 attack here in the second half.
And I'll tell you what, if City can keep this 1-0 or get an equalizer, you got to consider it a win. They've played very well, and the only place they've gotten beaten is on a double save attempt by your keeper that he almost got a hand to. There are a lot of positives to take for Detroit City FC tonight. You want to close this out well, hopefully get a little more offensive possession. See if they can make something happen.
Tryless 3 with the throw in. And Indy 11 goes back to work, this time on the left side. Out in front of the Northern Guard supporter section. We're in the 80th minute here at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC getting ready to get things rolling in the MPSL Members Cup. Tonight's friendly against Indy 11 of USL Championship.
Oh, look at the touches. That's the other gear.
Steinwasser off the line, gets in front of Tryless number 2.
Just feathery touches by Indy 11. 4 touches, and you send a ball in on goal that the keeper's got to come out and deal with because there's a man making a run. That's pretty good play.
Starikov was in the mix one more time. Frimpong headed it up. Yazid Matthews in the match for Detroit City FC. He's somebody that I've been interested to see, as there is Matthews through the middle. Played his college soccer at Coastal Carolina. Was a 2016 JUCO National Player of the Year at Tyler Junior College. 27 goals his sophomore year.
By the way, led him to a national title as well.
Right. Substitution coming on for both sides. Shahate will come back in for Indy 11.
Diego Casillas coming on for City.
Casillas comes in, Becky Goodman comes out.
And Becky Goodman gets a well-deserved hand for 80 minutes of yeoman's work.
Just over 8 minutes left in this one. Indy 11 with the lead.
Control here. And look at that defensive track back by Connor.
Drew Connor covered it up very easily. Motor City Casino Hotel is the official hotel and casino of DCFC. Be sure to log on to DebtCityFC.com to watch the Motor City match recap from this evening's action.
Nice job by Peterson there. He played the long ball out, but nobody had made a run. And so they just relieved the pressure a little bit.
Fans, remember Detroit City Fieldhouse is Detroit's newest indoor athletic facility located in the heart of Detroit. Leagues are now forming for adults and youth. Check out DebtCityFC.com for more information, as that foul will be called against Detroit City FC. And just be advised, should have some news concerning Detroit City Fieldhouse coming up pretty soon in the next week or so. So make sure you stick around with DebtCityFC.com, also on Twitter.
Worth noting, by the way, that on weekends, if you're a fan of European soccer, the City Clubhouse opening at 7 a.m. on Saturday mornings, so you can watch all the Premier League matches as well.
Yeah, I'll be sliding through there. I certainly have to do that.
I was down there last week for the season opener. Watched Spurs pick up 3 points. Something tells me I'll be back down there for the 12:30 kickoff this Saturday, although I do not fancy Spurs' chances against Man City.
Well, as a Liverpool supporter, John, we need you to at least come through with the draw. Can you do that?
No.
Starry. All right, fair enough. Okay, you're a believer. Ball curl all the way across the pitch. Evans Frimpong.
I think if it were in North London, perhaps, but I don't. That's a tough task going up to the Etihad.
Evans Frimpong, who played 69 matches for Tampa Bay Rowdies. That shot whistled just left of the goal. But we talked about very accomplished professional career. 7 matches played for Oklahoma City Energy in 2016, most recently the Polish 3rd Division. He showed up pretty well here tonight, John, I believe. We've seen him on both sides of the pitch.
You know, and he's going to get better as he gets used to Keyworth. You know, a couple of his first touches were, I think, getting used to how the ball runs here. The first touch didn't have enough on it, so he gave a little more, and then it ran out on him. And he'll get used as he plays here. He'll get used to the way the ball needs to go through, and he's certainly got the skill set to provide the service that City need.
Throw-in coming up for City. We're in the 86th minute. Long throw-in. Flicked on by Peterson, but out of the reach of Yazid Matthews. But going back to conversation we were having earlier, Yazid Matthews, a guy, the Sun Belt Player of the Year last year at Coastal Carolina, certainly has the pedigree as a goal scorer. As we talked about, John, he's someone I'm excited to see what he brings to the table.
Absolutely. Comes out of that Chanticleer program that gave Detroit City Curvin Kenton, Tyrone Mundy.
Certainly have done well for the college just outside of Myrtle Beach. Tryless 2. Sends it over to Matt Watson. That ball touched over the line. Throw-in coming up for Watson, who spent a season with the Vancouver Whitecaps, also spent a season with the Chicago Fire. As the smoke pours out of the Northern Guard supporter section. Starikoff. Played through in space. Here's Connor. Crosses over. Thought about the shot. Instead will go to Osman. Tryless 2 on the left side, inside the 18. Poked away. Cyrus Sadie finds Vaughn. Vaughn with the outlet. Tendai Jadida was on the move. And he will play it back. Gives us time to get you tonight's attendance, brought to you by Rip It Energy, the official energy drink of Detroit City FC. Tonight's attendance, 4,350. The club certainly going up on a Tuesday. Frimpong has it played away, and then I believe Evans was hit with a foul.
Of note, though, Neil, and you have that number, 4,350 on the attendance. This is a friendly on a Tuesday night. 6,000 last week for the Windsor TFC friendly, 4,300 here. You throw that
Look
in.
at them. Look at them right now on the screen. Look at that.
They're loving it. And by the way, we say it every time, pound for pound, the best supporters in sports. You throw this attendance in with some of the attendances around the country at different teams, Detroit City will outdraw teams further up the period for a friendly on a Tuesday night. It's a testament to the unconditional nature of the way this supporter base supports this club. Doesn't matter where, when they'll show up.
'89th minute. Eugene Starikoff, the goal in the 71st minute. That is the difference. Here's Jahate.
Watch Starikoff making a run.
Jahate, left foot trickles in. Steinwasser makes the grab.
City would like to get one more attack in here, see if they can build some last possession. Try to find a late equalizer. And look at Cyrus Sadie or rather Sean Lawson trying to just work with the ball.
Oh, whistle and the foul is called, and there's over 4,000 referees here at historic Keyworth Stadium, plus Evans Frimpong, who did not like that call.
Add one up here. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that decision, but referee has a better view of it than I do. Ball comes over the top.
Oh, not much going there.
Oh, that's all right. You know, another thing Indianapolis hosts sometimes is the swimming and diving trials. He's just trying to get his way into that field. That was soft.
The City has some late magic. Casillas drops it back. Cross and in.
Easily one in the air. Well composed.
Yazid Matthews looks like he's going to be a target.
This may well be the last attack here, Neil. We're into stoppage time. I can't imagine there's too much there for it.
2 minutes of stoppage time, I believe, is the word.
Three minutes
will be the stoppage time. Corner served in. Comes free. Side kick knocked down. Played up in the air.
Look at that job.
Here's Vaughn with it. Serves it ahead. Turning around, Chrysler misfires and sends it over top of everything.
Jalen trying to be the hero. I'm not quite sure the body was controlled enough to get that shot in on frame. But you got to credit his effort.
So 3 minutes of stoppage time, the order. We're about a minute or so into that. Does Detroit City FC have some late magic? Triless 3 hit with the foul call.
Going to get a free kick here, our City. So you're going to see people piling forward.
Vaughn lets it rip down the pitch. Ball went over top of everyone. Now it's just hoofed down. Jahate makes a go. He's up ahead with Triless 3. He will play it back to the goal scorer, Starikov. Some open space for Watson. Watson wide to the right, Connor. Connor's cross and in! A bicycle attempt just wide of the upper left 90.
That was Starikov again.
Making a bid for a brace.
And it was a pretty good bicycle attempt and a counterattack from nothing.
He got a lot on that as well.
He did. Final verdict here, Neil, as Detroit City will have another attack here if they can win the ball in midair and get possession, and they can't. That's a nice feathered little touch.
Here comes a 2v1, played away. Boy, Jahate had some open real estate in front of him, didn't capitalize. Here comes City attempting the counter, just out of the reach of Ryan Peterson.
End-to-end stuff here the last couple minutes.
It has opened up, no doubt. The whistle sounds, and Detroit City FC falls to Indy 11 by the score of 1-0. Of course, Indy 11, the USL Championship League. But all in all, John Krieger, very good showing for Detroit City FC, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a win for Trevor James. When the only thing that beats you is that man, Starikov, putting in the second of what would have been a double save attempt, and your keeper still got a hand to it, and it only snuck in by about a foot, That's a good day. That's my man of the match, Nate Steinwasser. Had a great day. Bakey Goodman made a case, but Nate Steinwasser's been outstanding. He made a lot of great saves, and this is a perfect way for Detroit City to get ready for the Members Cup and Chattanooga coming in here on Saturday night. A great effort defensively, a great performance to try to keep Indy off the scoreboard. They get beaten by 1, but you shouldn't look at that. Would have liked to see some more attacks, but you're going up against the USL Championship side. It's going to be a tough sledding all night. City hung with him. It's a good game.
And remember, Macaulay King got a red card in the 47th minute for Indy 11. Trevor James, in effect, declined the penalty and allowed Indy 11 to continue with 11. And the match finishes up 1-0. Let's take a look at the upcoming matches for Detroit City FC NPSL Members Cup play this Saturday. It all goes down for real this Saturday at 7:30. Hope to see you out here at historic Keyworth Stadium, Philadelphia Fury on Saturday, August 31st. And then Club Atlas from Liga MX on September 7th. So some big-time action coming up here at Keyworth Stadium. For my broadcast partner, John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, Indy 11 with a 1-0 win over Detroit City FC. Thank you for watching our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Well, see you later.
Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more?